What is going on, everybody? I thought I'd come on here and give you my thoughts on Smackdown. I really just don't like doing reviews, only because I feel like I'm not really talking to anyone but myself, so I'd rather just give you my live thoughts and opinions. So sorry there's no notice. I just felt like doing it as soon as I got home, just to give you guys something to watch, since I know a lot of you are missing JD's live stream. So, but out of respect to him, I'm not going to do a review. I'm just going to do a live discussion. Smackdown was very good. Very good show. We got some interesting stories happening, and that's all because Roman Reigns finally returned. Thank the fucking heavens, man. I am so glad Roman Reigns is back. He was severely missed. Just hearing that theme song just made all the difference in the world. I was just like, thank you. He was severely missed. He really was. And I'm glad that he returned. And he had the opening segment with John Cena. I thought maybe they were going to lean towards another match between Cena and Roman, but they did not go that route. Thankfully, they don't need to go that route, quite honestly. They've already done that before, and I'm just like, no, let's not revisit this again. Cena's on his way out, so what would be the point of this match? The funny thing is, they revealed who the superstar was that was getting traded to SmackDown, and it's Kevin Owens. Why that makes sense, I have no idea. Cody Rhodes recently was saying how it's going to make a lot of people in the locker room upset for this person going to SmackDown. And I'm just like, Kevin fucking Owens? How is he the... Who's going to be upset over that other than Sami Zayn? And that's another thing. They split that pairing for no apparent reason. None. And I'm just like, oh, Lord, what's Sami Zayn going to do? You know, are they going to bring Sami over to SmackDown so they could stay a team? Or are they separated or what? What is going on? And unfortunately, we did not get an answer to that. We just got Kevin Owens is the one traded to SmackDown. But at least they finally revealed who it was. Because for weeks we were wondering, hey, did they forget? Or are they going to forget about this? And I really did think they would. But I got a little worried in the beginning. I got a little worried when LA Knight was the one to come down to face Roman. I'm just like, whoa, don't do this to poor LA Knight. Please don't do this to him, because he's on such a roll. I'm like, we don't want to feed him to Roman. We really don't, because LA Knight's going to lose to Roman Reigns. And they were talking about it last night, the commentating team. What if LA Knight actually loses? Would that slow his momentum? And yes, it would. He's so hot right now. I understand they're like, oh, maybe he's ready to face Roman Reigns. But I don't want that. I know the LA Knight fans do not want that. They don't want LA Knight to be fed to Roman Reigns. So they had him face Solo instead on SmackDown tonight. And thank God he got the win. Thankfully, LA Knight beat Solo. But you know, he's not beating Roman. So I hope they don't go to that match anytime soon. I do not want to see LA Knight and Roman Reigns. Only because we know what the result is going to be. The result is going to be LA Knight is losing. Because Roman is not losing that title, at least before WrestleMania. Cody and Roman had a little stare down after the Tag Team Open Challenge match. And that's going to be setting up WrestleMania in Philly. That's your match right there, Roman and Cody. They gave you a little tease of it. But the interesting thing is, Roman did not go after Jay. So, are they reforming the bloodline all over again? Kind of makes me wonder. And Sami Zayn's on the outs, looking in. Could Roman think, oh, I need allies if I'm going to go against Cody again? And maybe he's reforming the group. I mean, it's been done over and over. Look how many times the NWO reformed. Look how many times other factions in WWE reformed. So it's not out of the question that the whole bloodline could reform again. Just to give it some more oomph, just to give it some more depth to it, to where they can extend Roman's reign a little bit longer. And I just think that's going to, be something that could be happening that in the near future. So keep your eye on Jay. Keep your eye on Jay, because Roman did not say anything about, let's go get Jay. Let's get him for what he did to us. Let's get him for teaming with Cody. Yes, he did mention Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes, but he only looked after Cody. So I found that to be very interesting. But LA Knight did a wonderful job. I'm not saying he didn't do a wonderful job. I was very impressed with LA Knight and how he performed with Roman Reigns, but we do not want to see LA Knight lose. So please, WWE, if anybody's listening, please don't put him in a title match with Roman. I would really appreciate it. A lot of other people would appreciate it. It's eventually going to be a loss. He's not taking that title from Roman. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It really is not happening. I know some of you may be like, oh, the reign can be over and LA Knight could be the guy. It's not him. I'm sorry, it's not LA Knight. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is going to be the one to take the title off of Roman. So any inkling of, hey, it's going to be LA Knight? No. They may do a match at the Rumble, or they may do a match at Saudi, but I don't think they're going to do that. Now, they did tease Roman and Cody. I hope that's not going to be a Saudi match, because he's not going to finish his story over there. It is not going to happen in Saudi. No way. No way, shape, or form. So I'm just kind of like, okay, what are they going to do with this? So we'll see what happens there. But thankfully, LA Knight got the win over Solo, so that does not make him look any less with his momentum. We did see another appearance from Jade Cargill. What did she do? You guessed it, nada. Jade Cargill did nada. Yes, she may have had a little bit of a rub from the android, Charlotte Flair. And people are like, oh, it's going to be great. Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. Oh, my God. What a rub for Jade Cargill. Are you fucking serious? She has not had one fucking match. She has not done anything. And you want to put him all the way, put her in a match with Charlotte Flair? Hey, Greg and John, what's up, buddy? I see you down there. Don't worry. Thank you for coming in, man. But, come on. Jade and Charlotte, no. Do you know how many people are going to be watching that when it does actually happen and look for any pinpoint of a botch by Jade Cargill? You know what's going to happen. You're not watching the fight, mate? What fight? What are you talking about, dude? I don't know what fight you mean. I'm watching Collision, but I don't know what fight you're talking about, bro. If it's boxing or anything like that, no. I'm not watching that. Logan Paul, no. I will wait for Logan Paul to come back to WWE. I don't watch boxing. I'm sorry, it's boring and it's a waste of money. But going back to Jade and Charlotte Flair, I'm just like, no. She needs to go to NXT. They need to stop playing her around on Smackdown, Raw, and every single fucking show, and get a plan for her. Get her a couple matches before even thinking about Charlotte. What if Charlotte Flair cannot bring her to a good match? What if she can't? It's going to be a disaster. And then you think it was bad for poor Tony Khan with the ratings the last couple of days. Oh, it's going to be a shit show on Twitter about her botching. It's going to be so many people clipping and posting it on their feeds and starting threads that, oh, this was a mistake. She is still green as grass. No shit. You don't think any of us knew that? I mean, come the fuck on. We knew it. That's why I don't want her to fail. I don't. Don't think I want Jade to fail. I don't. I just feel she should get a couple matches first before them hot-shotting her all the way to the top. That she's not ready. If you go back and look at her AEW matches towards the end, they were terrible. She had one really good match with Chris Statlander, but that was Chris Statlander. I don't know if Charlotte Flair can bring her to a match of that caliber, especially on WWE TV when everything's like formatted and produced way ahead of time. I don't think she would thrive in that yet. See, those are things people are not thinking of. Jade has no knowledge of that stuff. So get her a couple matches. She signed a multi-year deal. You don't need to rush her right now. Just take it easy with her, because you know the drones and the geeks and all the people online, the keyboard warriors are going to be ready for that first mistake. Just like they did with LA Knight when he went up to throw Sheamus over him on the top rope and he did that little slip. Everybody was all over that. Same thing's going to happen with Jade if she botches a move. It'll be just like that night LA Knight had a bad night and he made a couple mistakes. And then the whole internet community was recording it, putting it everywhere. I mean, come on. You know that's going to happen with Jade. So take your time. Make sure you know what you're doing with her before you put her on the main roster. Because honestly, the reactions just by her getting out of the car, people are still acting like they don't know who she is. So you need to really get her some video packages, something to get the casual fans who watch WWE that may not know who she is familiar with her. That would be my best advice for that. Charlotte Flair, no. Nada, no. And if you guessed it, with the title being out there, I said, oh, there goes the android. She had to be involved in that match with Io. Like, not actually in a match, but actually had to be present around that match. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Every single time there's a title in the picture, Charlotte Flair has to be around somewhere. It's like, please get a life. Start putting other people over and stop with chasing the title. We don't want you to get 16 times. We don't want you to get 15 times. But knowing WWE, that's what they're going to do. And unfortunately, we're going to have to sit and watch it. But I hear a lot of remotes changing that channel. That's all I got to say. Well, one thing I forgot, though, in the opening of Smackdown, when LA Knight was out there, Jimmy Uso tried to attack Roman Reigns. Not Roman Reigns, but LA Knight from behind. And the face that Roman Reigns fucking gave Jimmy was hilarious. He's like, what the hell? Like, what? I knew that was going to happen. He'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they did explain a little bit what was going on. They had a backstage segment with Roman, Solo, Paul Heyman, and Jimmy Uso, who was sitting on the couch, Roman's couch. And Roman's like, there's no audibles. There's no hot takes. Are you the tribal chief? No, I'm the quarterback, is what Jimmy said. And he's like, no, Roman's like, who's the real quarterback? It's me. We don't call audibles. Then he started getting real serious, and then he's like, oh, I'm only kidding, man. You go do what you got to do. Take care of Cody. Take care of Jay. We got Kevin Owens running around on the show now. You know, you and Solo go fix that problem. And he's like, oh, I got you, Us. I got you. And he's like, if you want, go be the quarterback or call the audible. And I'm just like, oh, my God. But I was a little worried they were not going to tell you anything. I mean, that was kind of a weak explanation. But at least they gave you one, unlike Cody Rhodes or Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? So at least we got something there. So thank God for that. But a lot of interesting stuff happening on SmackDown. Roman was on the show, good Lord, 3 or 4 times. So he put his work in. He put his work in for being out for 2 months. So I was very happy to see that. As long as he's not on every week, that's okay to do. Where you have Roman out there for 3 or 4 segments, that is fine. So totally okay with that. But a very, very good SmackDown. And LA Knight in the main event went over Solo Sikoa. And I was actually surprised with that. But that's what happened. And Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso retained on Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Yes, I know. They took an L already. which is why I don't like when teams start to get together and they get thrown into those situations to where they're going to take an L and they're already losing. That was what, their fourth match for Grayson and Austin Theory, and they already took an L, unfortunately. Unfortunately. And I like those guys. And I hopefully that won't kill their momentum too badly, and hopefully they'll get back on track, but I didn't see why they got a title shot already, to be quite honest with you. So I'm just like, okay, maybe they shouldn't have done that, but that's what they went with, and it was a great match. But unfortunately, they didn't get the job done. We all know that was going to happen. But the biggest news, before I get out of here, the biggest news that happened on SmackDown was there's now a Raw general manager and a SmackDown general manager. The Raw general manager is Adam Pearce. He got a promotion, as Triple H said. So he's going to Raw. Nick Aldis is now the GM of SmackDown. And they were interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. And the funny thing is, Triple H, if this wasn't a shoot, I don't know what the hell was. When Dominic was trying to speak, and you know how you usually hear the boos, and you're thinking it's piped-in crowd noise. Triple H even said it himself, man. Triple H even said it himself. Hold on, I think you need this microphone. I can't hear you. I was thinking maybe they were piping in some kind of noise. I'm just like, dude, why would Triple H say that? I'm just like, he actually went there. And that only confirms to the rest of us who think that was actually the case, that's what they're doing. But I did hear a lot of the fans get up and boo him. And so I'm not saying it's not happening whatsoever, but WWE is really putting that shit on overdrive and making that happen to where you think, oh, we got a lot of piped in crowd noise. So, unfortunately, Dominic got was not in the right place with Triple H. I'm just like, dude, you can't out battle Triple H in the promo. I'm sorry, you can't. And he's just like, hold on, I think you need to use this mic. And Dominic started talking in the other microphone, and the boos got even louder. And he's like, excuse me, I can't hear you. I'm just like, oh my God. And that's when they introduced Kevin Owens as the new member of SmackDown. So hopefully on Monday we'll find out what's going on with Sami Zayn and what they're going to do with him, because they just split that pair right away. So I'm just like, oh my Lord. But very good stuff. SmackDown was very watchable. It was not boring. It was not rematch. Thank God for that. So it was actually really, really decent. So hopefully you guys enjoyed SmackDown. I know a lot of you wanted a review, but I'm not doing a review. I'll save that for JD when he gets back. But I enjoyed SmackDown quite a bit, to where I at least wanted to give you a live discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. That's going to be it for now. And also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you, Greg and John, for coming in here, buddy. Your support is always appreciated. And I will see you guys for Collision if you're watching Collision tonight. No boxing for this guy. No, I could care less about Logan Paul if he wins or loses, because I do not watch boxing. Not saying I hate boxing. I find it boring. So anyways, everybody, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're not going to be watching any wrestling, I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Until next time, guys, take care. I love you. I'll talk to you later.